Hello and welcome back to RamsTalkPodcast. Well, there's no championship football to look forward to this weekend. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but we are embarking on our FA Cup journey. We will get onto that a little bit later, but we've got a couple of things to talk about beforehand. And joining me this evening, I've got two guests on the panel. It's back-to-back Jack. I thought about that on the drive home today, Jack. You've gone back-to-back.
Too much. It's too much.
I was
the super sub. I was the super sub on Sunday, so got my start this week. So let's hope we take the opportunity.
Yeah, and we were talking about players not being able to go Saturday, Wednesday, but there's no such worries for you. How are you feeling about your performance?
I'm a little bit fatigued. The jaw muscles are a bit sore, but we should be able to get through this 90.
Yeah, if it's 90 minutes, I think I'll get booted off the podcast. So yeah, we'll aim for about half an hour, 45 minutes. You've only got a half in you. We're also joined by Rob Gregory as well. Rob, how are you doing?
Yeah, good. Thanks, mate. Great to have you on again. I feel more like the last pick in the school playground rather than drafted in for midweek selection. But anyway, we'll crack on.
We will crack on. And we'll start with some transfer news. Obviously, we learnt yesterday about Sonny Bradley departing. He's gone to Wycombe on loan until the end of the season. No real surprise for me, obviously, with Nyambe coming back, with Forsyth, with Phillips, with Cashin, with Curtis Nelson. I mean, he's third, fourth, fifth choice, Jack. Would you say that's fair?
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't really settled, has he, since he joined? He had that little run towards the back end of last season, but all in all, it's been pretty stop-start, and maybe a change of scenery is what he needs.
Yeah, I agree. And it feels strange that he captained the side a matter of weeks ago and then finds himself out of the door. But like I say, we've obviously got some good defenders and he wants to play and wants minutes. There's obviously rumours as well, so we don't always talk on rumours, but there's some strong rumours this evening that Joe Ward is going to be heading out of the door. Rob, what's your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, I'm less sure about that one, to be honest. I'm not sure we're blessed with right back cover. I know a couple of the lads can step in and play there, Nyambe, for example, but I always thought he looked pretty promising as an attacking prospect on the pitch and didn't really do huge amounts wrong. He's not really had an extended run in the side. So, yeah, I'm not disappointed to see him go in terms of he's a mainstay of the team, but I think he's a reasonable squad player to have around the place. But maybe there's plans to bring someone in potentially to cover that position.
Yeah, exactly. And you say there, I guess he's not had the opportunities that he'd want to have in this team. We saw glimpses last season of how good he could be. Obviously, the goals away at Pompey. But again, one of them players that's kind of come in and not been able to really kick on. But you're going to get players like that. So whatever happens, we wish them all the best because obviously they're part of a team that got us promoted. And for me, anyone that played any minute during that promotion season, I'll definitely tip my hat to. Jack, looking at incomings, there's obviously rumours that are flying around, and we've seen the likes of Louis Barry. We've seen lots of different players being linked with Derby over the course of the last week. That one interests me most, I guess, because, of course, he's a fantastic player. He's absolutely lit up League One, been called back, destined for a championship loan, but there's probably going to be a host of clubs that are interested in him. Do we feel confident that we can get that one over the line if we're competing with the likes of Sheffield United, Sunderland, and the likes?
It just depends on what the player and the club value, whether it's minutes or, potential promotion push, because let's be honest, he's going to be in a bit of a scrap with us, whereas he's going to play more minutes, where obviously if he goes to a Sunderland or I think West Brom are in as well, he probably won't play as many because they have better squads than what we do. And I think if he comes in, he trumps what we've got. So it just depends on the player development. Do you want him in a relegation scrap or do you want him challenging for promotion?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I want him in for a relegation scrap. That's that's my opinion. Rob, another player we've been linked with quite heavily over the course of the last couple of days is Harvey Nibbs from Reading. quite prolific over the last couple of weeks in a Reading side that obviously have been depleted behind the scenes. And I never like to see a club being picked of their talent in such circumstances, but it happens, doesn't it?
We know the feeling, yeah.
We know the feeling. We definitely know the feeling. So, yeah, what's your thoughts on a player coming from League One and making the step up? Do you think that it's doable, or have we seen this season that there is a bit more of a jump than initially some of us thought?
Possibly, but I think if you've got the talent, you can definitely make that step up. There's plenty of players that have done it over the course of time. There's teams that have gone up twice in 2 seasons as well. So I think that bridge can be overcome. And I think the style of football we play will probably suit someone coming up from that kind of level as well. We're not playing necessarily free-flowing football, certainly away from home. So anyone who's want to come in and just run around, do the doggies, do the hard stuff, gets the chance, really. So, yeah, I think it's probably a positive move. Louis Barry's the one, just to go back to that, surprises me in terms of who we're up against. It'll be pretty interesting if we do manage to get that one over the line, I think. It's always a bizarre one, I think, when you've done so, like, from Aston Villa's perspective, you've done so well at Stockport, what they think the benefit is of pulling him away from somewhere he's really progressing, to then give him to the likes of us or somebody else in the Championship. But they must see something in it. Maybe there's already been discussions with Derby. It seems too prevalent on social media for it not to be true that we're heavily linked.
Yeah, I mean, for me to even be in the conversation, I'm happy with. But like I said before, the fact that he could potentially go to West Brom, to Sunderland, I mean, I think everyone in the league, if they'd given the opportunity, they probably would have a conversation at the very least. So we'll have to see what happens with that one. But that's probably the most exciting transfer that could happen. Whatever happens, I guess we do need fresh blood. I know that last week we talked about certain players kind of coming in. Jack, for you, if you were only to have one position this window, say the transfer window was to shut at 12 p.m. tonight and we could only sign one position, what do you think that would be?
Somebody who can score goals, because that is clearly what we lack. Maybe if you can't get that, it's someone who can create opportunities, because again, we just lack top end of the pitch. So for me, it's got to be either an attacker, either a winger, a goal scoring winger, or a striker to help Yates, or a really creative 10, or like anybody in that midfield who can help Kenzo, because we clearly don't have enough creativity, as shown in, God, you can go back 3 or 4 games now and understand we just don't create anything gilt-edged.
Yeah, no, I agree. We definitely need someone at the top end of the pitch to, I think, inspire the likes of Yates and inspire the likes of Kenzo, and hopefully we can put away the chances. The limited chances we get, it feels at the moment that we need to score every one really to be in a game. So yeah, let's hope we can get some players in the door, and hopefully we can get some players out as well. Well, as you've seen by the title of tonight's episode, we're going to be having a look at the remainder games and having a think about the points tally that we're going to end up with. Obviously, it's safe to say we are definitely looking behind us rather than in front of us at the moment. So my idea was to have a look over the games, think about the points that we're going to accumulate, and see where we would finish in seasons of years gone by, just to get a feel of where we're going to be. And how we're going to do this is we're going to do it together. So, for example, if I say our next game against Watford that we're going to lose, and Jack says that we're going to lose as well, but Rob thinks we're going to win, we will go with the majority. In the situation where I say we're going to win, Jack says we're going to lose, Rob says we're going to draw, we'll just go with the draw, because that's the middle ground. Jack, is there a certain amount of points that you'd like us to get to feel safe?
I think it's got to be roughly 50, maybe 2 could do it. I think 55, 56 will be okay. Because last season, I think the total was a little bit lower, and I feel like the standard this season is still low, but we don't want it to go to the last few games, because we looked at the running before we started and it doesn't look very fruitful. So yeah, I think we need to be aiming into the 50s, mid-50s, to be completely sure we're going to stay up.
Do you agree, Rob?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, in my head, I've not gone over the tables like you will have, but 50 was safe in my head, like 40 safe in the Prem. I know it's not always, but I think that's the number that normally gets you there. But I remember a Nigel Club season, mid-50s, and it seemed to be quite nervous till the end. And when we get to these fixtures at the end, I'm pretty nervous about them. So you want to try and get points on the board for sure, I think.
Perfect. Well, we'll kick it off. Saturday, the 18th of January, we have got Watford at home. I'm going to go for a win in that one. And I feel surprisingly confident because I think we'll have some players back. I think the rest will do us good. So, yeah, I'm going to start on a positive tone. Whether that continues, I'm not too sure. Jack, what's your thoughts?
See, I'm going to go straight down the middle with a draw. I thought when we played them away from home, we was a little bit unlucky. But since then, both sides have gone on different trajectories. We have not been as good as what we probably started the season, and they have seemed to have kicked on under Tom Cleverley. They have a bit more money than us as well, so maybe their January could be a little bit, pushing for the top 6. I think at home we've always got a chance, so I'm going to just say probably a 1-1, maybe a 0-0, because we are a little bit boring at times.
Rob, what you think?
I'm going to actually go for the win with this one as well.
Love it.
I think we'll have enough against Watford at home, and we don't seem to go on super long losing runs, let's say, and we are much better at home, in fact. So I think we can probably get the 3 points against Watford.
3 points towards safety. That's what everyone wants to hear. Rob, are you feeling confident about the following Tuesday? It's another home game at Sunderland.
No, I think where we've played, from what I've seen, it seems like there's some complex when we're playing the better sides. I think that's definitely in there. So we'll set off. It'll be tight, but I can see it's probably getting nicked there slightly at home against the good side. They seem on a really good run. So now I'm going for a loss at home there.
You could say I've got splinters because I'm going to go draw again. I just think, again, at home, we don't concede too many chances. And I think we've always got a punter's chance. Like with West Brom, they're a side who are probably top 6 calibre, similar level to what Sunderland are. We can easily pinch it if we're at it. Likewise, we can easily lose it. So I'm just going to sit on the fence, get a splinter and go a draw.
You're going to draw every game. How many points do we get if we drew every game?
I don't think we get enough.
I will agree with you at some point, Jack, but I think we're going to lose that one. I just think we'll put so much effort into the home game on the Saturday and then we'll narrowly miss out. I think the performance will likely be better. We'll have better players back from injury. But for me, they just look like that team that are going to be there or thereabouts. And coming to Derby, I think they'll fancy their chances. So I'll go for a loss with that one. I'll then start with away at Cardiff. What a massive, massive game that may be. I'm going to say a draw for that one. I don't think we're going to win. I don't think we're going to lose. I think Ibu Adams will have either a fantastic game or a poor game. Well, hopefully it's the first there. But yeah, I think I can see that being a 1-1 draw. Jack, what do you think?
See, I'm going to think this away run's going to end at Cardiff. It has to. We can't lose or not get another win on the road. And yeah, I think obviously barring Saturday's FA Cup game, which I hope we win. I mean, this has got to be the one. This is a 6-pointer in the biggest sense of the word. And I feel like when Paul Warne's backed against the wall, he does sometimes find the way to punch himself out the corner. So I'm actually going to say we're going to win this one, surprisingly. And I've got an Ibu Adams masterclass to redeem the open goal miss at home.
Rob, if you don't agree with Jack here, I'm scared that he's going to disconnect and it'll just be me and you because we've agreed on everything so far. So
I was going to. I definitely. That's where I'm at. My actual view is a draw, but I feel so sorry for Jack. I might have to just go in with a win here. But no, I can't do it. I just don't think. Maybe you're going to call me up on this, but I don't think we do. Well, in my experience of going down there, we don't do very well down there.
Oh no. We don't.
We'll just stink it out, and I think we'll get a 0-0, and I think we'll come away with a point and kind of end the rotten losing run away from home, and see what we can do then going into the next away games.
Yeah, and I think we'll probably be happy if we got a draw there. In all honesty, because I think we definitely do need to stop the rot a little bit and build something away from home. I kind of had it in my head that I'd like to predict us to win that game. But for me, yeah, it's just got to be a draw. So sorry, Jack, but let's see how we get on with the next one. It's then followed by Sheffield United at home. Rob?
Yeah, it's tough. I guess what's inspiring me is that game under was it under Rooney or was it under Rooney? I think where Lawrence scored those 2 goals and we managed to beat them. Then it's felt a similar kind of difference in class then. So I think they'll be coming and knowing that they'll be in for a game. We'll be well up for that. It's always a big game. Let's say a draw. I think we'll really up our game and kind of get a couple of goals, maybe, hopefully, certainly one, and then maybe they'll get an equaliser. I'm going to draw.
I mean, we're on an unbeaten run here because I think we're going to win it. I think Sheffield United have historically been a decent tie for us. We've always seemed to match up at home, especially, as Rob said, the admin season, the Tom Lawrence masterclass. I don't know. We have these teams who come to our place, the other Sheffield side, we never seem to get anything against. And United, we always do. So I'm thinking, you know what, I'm going to be optimistic. We're unbeaten in my world with 4 unbeaten. So I'm going to say we're going to win this.
Look, Jack, I'm actually really want to go with you, so I'm going to go with you. Otherwise, it's just going to be the Jamie and Rob show.
Jamie and Rob, yeah.
You've convinced me. So yeah, hopefully we'll see a Ben Osborne 40-yard wonder strike or something similar to Windas's goal against us.
If he's
so
fit.
yeah, I'll say a win for that. I feel like there's going to be games where we should win on paper and we lose, and there's probably going to be games on paper where we should lose and we win, and I feel like this is kind of one of those. So yeah, I'll go with the win there, but it is a little bit just to make sure that you're not too upset. After Sunday,
I'm unbeaten.
You were emotional on Sunday. You were emotional on Sunday. So we don't want that side of you coming back out. Awesome. So we've then got Norwich away. Again, I feel like we never obviously the floodlight game is a different story, but I don't necessarily think we always go to East Anglia and get points. So for me, I think we will lose that one. Jack?
Yeah, I have to agree. They're a side who look red hot going forward. If Borja Sainz stays, which I know there's rumours of him leaving, it could be a slightly less formidable task, but I think they have enough to get past us, especially at home. So I'll have to agree with you, Jamie. I think we're going to lose here.
It's a place we never used to win ever until Billy Davies season when Dave Jones scored last minute we won. And then I do think we've had a couple of recent results there. Certainly the floodlight game. Did Rooney score a free kick there in the pink kit as well?
Yeah. I think did we draw? Was that a draw?
And then I feel like Nugent scored and we won there once. I do think we've done all right recently. But anyway, result, I'm going to go with we've lost that one as well. I think that's Paul Warren's team, isn't it? And I'm just going to go against everything I said. I think he's from there. It's his team. I think he might bottle it at home.
Yeah, it'll be smiling on the inside. Yeah, maybe I'm getting mixed up with Ipswich because I feel like we never get anything at Ipswich. So yeah, that neck of the woods for me is not a. Although it's closer to me in Cambridge, it's not the nicest place to go and watch Derby. I do remember that David Jones game actually. I have to watch that on YouTube if I can find the clip of that one because I think he was a great player. Was David Jones. So after Norwich, we then have Gary Rowett and Louis Sibley coming to Pride Park. It's a Tuesday night game under the lights. Again, you look at these fixtures and you think Cardiff at home. Oh, sorry, Cardiff away, massive. Oxford at home, massive for me. Jack, I'll come to you first. I need to make my mind up here, so I'm going to come to you first.
I think we do it. I think this is another one, as I said about Cardiff, where this is the chance we need to fight our way out of a corner. Looking at what we've predicted so far, we've got 2 wins, 2 losses, and a draw. I'm not going to make it equal. I think we'll win this, and I've got a feeling this is going to be one of them that sets us off because their next probably 3 or 4 looking onwards are pretty, winnable games if we think about it. So I'm going to say we're going to win this.
Rob, what are you thinking?
I think it'll be really nervy. You can imagine by that point we'll be well in it and thinking we're in it as well. Probably a goal either side, but yeah, I'd fancy that. Like we are good at home. We're pretty solid. We always put in a lot of effort, good performances, and just feel like we might have enough to get past them. at home, although the row at factor, who knows if he's really set them up and got them organised. That's the worry. But based on current form, if we're playing tomorrow, I'd fancy us strongly to go and nick that.
Well, don't need to answer then, because you two can make your.
Oh, come on, Jamie! Come on! Don't bottle
Yeah,
it.
I mean, I do agree. I think it's one of them games that will absolutely pack out Pride Park, and fans will be right behind them. And I think it's the kind of game that in history we do turn up and we do win. It could be an absolute catalyst if we end up losing it or winning it. So yeah, I look, like I said before, I look at Cardiff away as a bit of a kind of moment, and I think Oxford away, Oxford home, sorry, a couple of weeks later is going to be equally as important. Now, after that, I mean, it's going to test some relationships, because Friday the 14th of February, we're away at Queen's Park Rangers on Valentine's Day. Again, a really good ground to go to. I've been there a couple of times over the years. Mixed bag. I remember, I'm going to forget his name now. Abu Kamara. Not Abu Kamara. Help me, Jack. Kamara.
Pass.
Mo Kamara.
Abdul Kamara. It was there.
Oh,
Abdul. I was thinking of Mo, and then I was thinking of Abdul, and I was kind of mixing the two names there. But yeah, Abdul Kamara. I remember watching him having a bit of a masterclass at QPR away. What do we think about that one then, Jack? You said there about having favourable fixtures going into after the Oxford game. Do you think we can get a result there?
QPR are a funny side, aren't they? Because every time we seem to play them at home, we win. And the big one that sticks out was they relegated us. Is that like going to play into anybody's psyche? Probably not in terms of player and management, because it's completely different. I think the fans will be telling. I think it's away from home. We haven't put an away win yet, which is a bit worrying, lads. We are going to win again away, surely. And I am going to be mega optimistic. In my world, we've only lost once, and I think we're going to win this one as well. 1-0. Bobby Zamora chance on repeat. I'm gonna go 1-0 Derby on this one.
Rob?
No, I'm going no points down there. I can't remember us doing much down there, to be honest.
Would you won, Rob? Would you won?
Yeah, I just can't see it. I can't see it. We not. Let's go for a point. I'll put a point in. But they're on fire as well. They're winning left, right, and centre. They're on fire. I also think they'll be massively up for it after the home game, because we tore them to pieces at Pride Park this season. Really, that must have been a horrible journey up for them. I think they'll be well up for it. My gut feels that we'll lose, but I'll go for a point.
It is on Sky Sports Football, supposedly, so you don't have to go down to get your football fix down to London. So you might be able to do a date night and also catch the Derby game. Although, to be fair, if you're done by 8 p.m, if you finish dinner and a date night by 8 p.m, I wonder how good the evening was. I think I'll go for a draw. I don't see us winning, and I don't see us losing. I think this is where potentially we're going to stay up, and maybe I am being a bit optimistic, but I'm looking at that fixture against Oxford and QPR, and then the next one we're going to talk about, and thinking that we can pick up some results. So yeah, I'll go for a draw. We'll go for some quick fire now. So I'll give you the next three, and I just want quickly what you think will happen, Jack. So we've got Millwall at home, we've got Middlesbrough away, and we've got Blackburn at home.
I'm going to go draw, loss, and then redemption from the first game of the season with a win against Blackburn.
Okay, now we need to remember what we said.
I've got it typed. Don't worry, I've got it down. Don't worry.
Perfect. Rob?
I'll make this easy, because I was going to say exactly the same thing. Draw, loss, win for me.
Draw, loss, win.
Yeah.
I am happy with that. I think I would have probably said win, loss, draw in that order, but I'm happy to go for you guys. After that, we've got Coventry at home. So again, those back-to-back home games might be vital, especially if we can get a result against Blackburn. But Coventry at home, under Lampard, he'll be coming back. It's funny, these players come in, these former managers and players coming back to Pride Park. But Coventry at home, how do you see that one, Jack?
I think we'll win. Again, we beat them away. under Mark Robins. I think they was probably a better side under Robins than they are Lampard. I think for Frank, it's a bit of a homecoming as such because, we was his first venture. I think he failed personally. He probably got a lot to prove. He might overthink the situation. So I'm going to say he's going to make a mistake and start Mason Bennett up front for Coventry. And, and we're going to win that one.
Rob?
I'm just looking down. If my head's down, I'm looking at these fixtures. And we've not lost at home here since Sunderland. So we're well due a home defeat. I just feel like I can imagine Frankie just loving that a little bit, coming and getting that done.
Yeah, look, we are going to be optimistic. We are going to be slightly biased because, of course, we want to see Derby stay in the Championship. And I agree. I think, if we've not lost since Sunderland, I think we are going to see we're due a loss, aren't we? So I'll agree. I think he'll come and do a job on us and take the 3 points.
It's not looking good for survival, boys. I'm just saying.
Is it not? So
we only need 8 more points. We need 8 more points. I've got something like that, 8 or 9.
I'm just looking at the fixtures and I've had to be wishful on my predictions because personally I don't see it from this far.
I'm going 3 in the next one. I'm going 3 in the next one.
Away at Plymouth. Interesting.
Away at Plymouth, you think we'll get the 3?
Yeah, I think that's the one. That's our next away, and possibly our only other away victory of the season.
Well, I've got a draw. I'm on the fence again. So it's up to you, Jamie, this one.
I will go draw because I think we are being far too optimistic. And what I don't want is someone getting hold of this video in 6 months' time and putting it out there going, hold on, these guys thought they were going to get playoffs. I think a draw there. It's really difficult to even think about us winning away, and it's really difficult to think that we're going to win away ever again at the moment. So yeah, for me, it's got to be a draw. The Saturday 29th of March, we've got Preston at home. Rob?
They're a bit of a bogey side for us, I feel. Probably a draw.
So I've got as well a draw. I remember previous, I think it was a Tom Barkhazen Thunderbolt.
Massive, yeah.
A few seasons ago, and when we signed him, I'm thinking, oh yes, and then he's just become tapping Tom. So I reckon it's going to be a draw for Derby.
Yep, I'll take that as well. Yeah. We then go to Wales, Swansea away. I'll start. I don't think we'll win that one. I think we'll lose that one. Jack?
Yeah, I agree. No Jerry Yates, no party. I've got a feeling if we don't get a striker in, that is basically penciled in as a loss. So, yeah, I agree with you, Jamie.
Rob?
Nil point, me.
Yep.
Can't see it.
We're starting to agree, which is brilliant.
Yeah, been there a few times.
You've killed my optimism, lads. Cheers.
So no points at Swansea. Then comes Burnley at home. Rob, you can kick off.
Can't see it, can you? I can't see that.
No, I think they'll be on.
We are a good home side, but by this point, it's how because we've then got a situation where we're counting games, we need points. It's the pressure side of it, and this is where Warren's not massively proven. But let's hope he's got the team together in January to go and attack this. So possibly a point. I could be swayed on a point, but I'd probably be going for no points again there.
I've got a loss. I think Burnley might be on the promotion rampage by that point with the squad they've got and no doubt the investment that they're going to put in. I can't see anything. This could be one of the low points of the home season. So I'm going to go 0 point.
Yeah, I agree. And I think if we have been a little bit optimistic on previous home games, this is maybe where I'm taking a few points back off. So yeah, we'll go no points in that one. Again, we've said about those pivotal games in the season. I think this is another one. The following Saturday away at Portsmouth, they're obviously in trouble at the moment. Who knows where they will be in April? They might even be cast adrift at the bottom of the table. Hopefully that is the case. But away at Pompey, Jack, you start us off.
I've got Splinters again. I think a draw. It's never been a happy hunting ground. I don't think we've beat them there for I think I remember hearing there was one we haven't beaten there for about 10 odd years. So, yeah, it isn't a nice place to go. Is it a midweek game? Is it a? I'm just checking. It doesn't say on our sheet, so I'd imagine it's probably a Saturday 3 o'clock. No doubt it'll get moved for Sky. I'm just going to say a point, as we got last season.
Yeah. Rob, do you agree? Point down at Pompey.
Yeah, Boyd on front. I was there last season. It was a great performance. And I do think that matters, we'll go into that conversation. Similar time of the season, isn't it, as well? It's that kind of April time, crucial period. So I'm tempted to even go for all three. We've got to win at some point away from home. We haven't got one, I don't think, yet, have we?
Looking up, no.
Yeah, I'm gonna go all three down at Pompey.
I rate
win.
Yeah. I will go with Jack on this one. I'll go a draw. I think both teams might need something, and draw's probably it might not be enough for both. So yeah, I'll go for a draw in that one. We've then got Luton again. Where are Luton going to be? Obviously struggling at the moment, but a home game against Luton. Again, at the moment, it looks like it could be an absolute relegation 6-pointer. So hard to know. I think I'm going to go for a draw again. I feel like I'm being really boring and just being a little bit trying to be safe at the moment, but not really commit to winning games of football. So yeah, I'll go for a draw. Jack?
I think we've got, again, this is like a redemption, because the 2 goals we can see that Luton away was, they stunk the gaff out, didn't they? I feel like the luck will swing. We'll probably get like a really crap penalty. We'll win it 1-0 and we'll be buzzing, because that's the type of game I think that's going to be, both teams scrapping. I'm going to go another 1-0 derby through a poor referee and penalty given to us for once.
I'm with Jack on this. I think we'll nick it. It's got vibes of that Bolton game last season. I think that kind of feel for it. Huge home game. We'll massively need the points by then if what's happened was predicted right. So I fancy us. I think, in fairness, I think he sets us up well at home to pretty much cope with most things. And yeah, we've got to beat at home, but we've never been out of the game. I think we'll be in it, and I think we'll probably win that one.
Now I'm feeling left out, Jack. I know how you felt earlier in the episode. So last 3, we've got 2 away games, 1 home game. I am going to go. I'm going to use the 3 as a block, because I'm just conscious of our timings here. We want to have a chat and talk about where we'll end up. So for me, I'm going to go no points away at West Brom. I'll do a point away at Hull. And I think we may need something on the final days. And I'm not sure if Stoke will. I think they may be. I've got them, mid-table. I know they've obviously got a new gaffer, but I don't think they'll be playing for anything in my eyes. So I will go for a home victory. Rob?
I'm going 0 points, 0 points, 3 points. Second pitch invasion in 2 seasons. Stay up, final day, Stoke at home.
Jack? So, to decide it, I've got a draw against West Brom. I feel like the Hawthorns is always a really good away day. So I feel like we'll get 1 there. Shades of Julian Dessart in the FA Cup. Obviously, U2's gone on a loss, so we'll go with that. Hull, again, there's history at Hull. If we remember the playoff from a few years ago, it's a similar type of the season. I went with a win. However, U2 have gone with a draw and a loss, so that's going to be 1 point for our tally. And then I think Stoke on the final day is probably the most perfect way to stay up, if we remember the history behind the administration announcement, Stoke at home. It's got, the script is written for a 95th minute winner to stay up, and the ground will erupt. Pride Park's roof will need replacing, and we've all gone for a win. So we'll go for a win, which puts us on 52 points to finish the season.
That's why I've got 52.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you 2 have, because I haven't kept a tally at all. So thanks for doing that. I have to say, I hope it's not nearly as stressful doing that as it was actually doing this, because just looking at some of those games and thinking about the roller coaster, what's going to be the next couple of months is absolutely crazy. What's the gut feel then, Jack? 52? Do you think it's enough?
I mean, I said before, 52 to 54. 52 will be cutting it. But again, there's teams, and I still firmly believe there's 3 teams worse than us. I know we're a bit dodgy away from home, but you've seen from most of our home performances, we've never been outclassed, really. I haven't seen a team come to Pride Park and think, wow, you're amazing. Leeds were probably the best, and even then we contained them. So I think home form is going to be huge, just like the away form last season was obviously crucial in getting promoted.
Rob, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's enough. I think if it's not, you're really unlucky. But what I would say is, in fairness to Paul and the lads, that we've been in every game. I think Jack's just mentioned it. We've not, even though like we've had some really kind of poor performances from a fan's perspective to watch, we're still in the game. You still only need a goal to get a point. So fingers crossed some of the predictions we've made of draws and losses can turn into draws can turn into wins, and it's not quite as stressful. So maybe the couple of signings that he brings in Jan can kick us on from some of the thought process we're going through at the moment, maybe. Because I don't think we're that far off being a comfortable mid-table side, to be fair. Performances aren't bad, particularly at home. In fact, I'm quite enjoying watching at home. It's just those away ones, and I think confidence and belief, maybe a few results, things can change quite quickly, can't they? So
exactly, yeah. And I think if we look over the past couple of years, if we were to accumulate that many points, we would be 18th, 19th, 20th, something along those lines. Obviously, Birmingham went down last year on 50, which is, quite a big points tally to go down on. But as we said at the top of the show, I don't think the league is as good this season. And I've honestly been a bit surprised at the quality sometimes. I thought we were going to really struggle in games, like you said there. Rob, we have been in games and we've given a good account of ourselves, and if we can sort that away form out, I think we can be fine. And Jack, I do agree. I think there probably are three worst teams. But wow, I'll breathe a big sigh of relief. That was honestly so stressful. Even thinking about relegation is not something we want to be doing. But I hope you enjoyed. If you have done a bit of a tally, let us know in the comments how many points you have us at. If you've got us to draw every game like Jack was going to until he changed his mind, then do let us know. Obviously, like I said at the top of the show, thoughts now turn to this Saturday's game against Leyton Orient away. Well, if we were looking at a club in League One to avoid, I think it probably would be Leyton Orient on their recent run. So they had a fantastic December and have rocketed up the table. We have got a bit of opposition analysis and a bit of a preview. So I'm just going to play that now. I'll just patch that in.
This is Paul from the Orient Outlook podcast here with a quick review of your opponents for the upcoming FA Cup game on Saturday. We are in fine form at the moment. We've just beaten Shrewsbury Town 1-0 at home. They made it very difficult for us, but this is off the back of a thrilling December where we didn't lose a single game, nor did we concede a single goal. We drew 0-0 at home to bottom of the league Burton, but either side of those fixtures, we won comprehensively against several other teams in our league. So I think it's fair to say that you can expect a very tough game from us. We are firing on all cylinders. We're grinding out results. We're doing the ugly side of the game well. We've got attacking fullbacks now in play. We've got two solid defenders, central defenders. Josh Keeley, as you've probably seen from the viral videos of him scoring in the FA Cup. We've got attacking options with the Spurs loanee Jamie Donnelly, who will cause problems. We do have a bit of an injury crisis at the moment with our wingers. Ollie O'Neill went off today injured. Dan Ajay went off in our last game. Also unknown return date for him. And two long-term absentees in Jordan Graham and Theo Archibald. So we've definitely got some challenges with personnel at the moment in terms of injuries. That being said, though, who came in to replace them today did do very well. Darling Jai Sami, DJ to us, came on and did extremely well today. Sonny Perkins looked to cause problems on the right wing as well. Charlie Kelman is absolutely busting his guts up front, causing your defence all sorts of problems. So I think all over the park, we are going to cause problems. We've got players that can play football. We don't like to hoof. We don't like long balls. We like to get the ball on the floor and play it. So look, we didn't start the season off well. We felt we were in a bit of a false position, being fourth bottom, coming towards the end of November. But that being said, results are everything in this game. Performances we knew would come good at some point. We were concerned, but December has just been a transformative month for us. I think it's going to be a really tough game. I know you guys lost to Bristol City this weekend 1-0. I know you're sort of lower mid-table at the moment, but I do really think that there could be a cup upset on our hands here, and I really think that Orient could win. I think it's going to be a tight game. I think we do better against teams that like to come and play football rather than put 10 men behind the ball, but we had an answer for that today against Shrewsbury Town. So I'm going to be optimistic here. I think it's going to be 2-1 to Leyton Orient. Wish you all a safe journey down to London and back, and hope you enjoy your day out. Up the O's.
Thanks very much to the Orient Outlook podcast for that preview. I mean, he does sound confident, doesn't he, Jack? And for good reason. Obviously, they've had an absolute fantastic run over December, and going into this one, looking at Derby, maybe thinking, yeah, we can do it.
I was just looking through their recent form as he was obviously letting us know how they was getting on. They haven't lost since, I think it's the end of November. So they are on a real, good run. But one thing that he did say towards the end, which sort of made me believe a little bit more in us, is they don't like playing teams who sit behind the ball. And we are very good at doing that. So I think it'd be one of them games where you look at the stats after and you'll think, oh, they should be the championship side, but we will obviously do what we do. We'll cross the ball. We'll cause them issues down our sides. And yeah, I think if I'm honest, a loss wouldn't be the end of the world, because I think an FA Cup run could disturb some of these predictions that we put in. It could be like too many games for such a small squad. However, everyone loves the FA Cup. For me, it's still the most prestigious thing to win in England. And I don't know why we haven't predicted us to get to Wembley just after we stay up against Stoke. So, yeah, I mean, again, it's going to be a difficult game. But last time I went to Orient, it was a clinic from Derby. So let's hope we have another one of them this weekend.
Yeah, and I guess what you said there in terms of it maybe becoming a distraction, obviously Paul Warne's going to be thinking about that. There's been a lot of talk on social media as to whether you go and you try and win and try and get some confidence, or you look at some of the fringe players or some of the academy players and give them a run out. Rob, what's your view on that? Would you like to see us go full strength? Would you like us to give opportunities to some of the kind of fringe players or academy lads?
There's lads that are on the periphery, aren't they, that aren't really getting consistent. Like I really like Dosanjh Brown. I think he's got a lot to offer, and I think with a run in the side, he could actually become a really good player. It's just so hard for a centre forward when you're dropping in and out of games. But when he's in there, I think his touch is excellent. He brings players into plays, link plays good, and we're looking for that kind of like figure man at the top of the pitch. So certainly would look like him to get 90 minutes, a full game. But then you've got the likes of Thompson, obviously, who is playing some games, not all games. So definitely get those lads in. If there's anyone on niggles, I wouldn't be risking them. Coming back to predictions, we need a full strength out against Watford. If you've got anyone like Adams or Nelson or anyone carrying a knock, I mean, it's unlikely Nelson will miss, isn't it? He never misses. But if there's anyone carrying knocks, it's probably one of them where you'd say, let's go for Watford. But Paul Warne's not really demonstrated that he's a guy who rests for cup games. You never know what they're going to do either. They're kind of on for a promotion push, it looks like now. So they're probably doing the same thing. They're looking at fixture lists and thinking, do you know what? Do we want to drop out of this and then go ourselves for the second half of the season? So it depends on sides. But for us, yeah, Dosanjh Brown's the one that sticks out. I'd love to see him get 90 minutes. Other than that, if I was Paul Warne, I'd just be making sure that I'm not taking any risks with anyone who's got high likelihood of injury over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, I mean, it would be amazing to get a result and also give an opportunity to the likes of Dosanjh Brown and like we said there, some of the players on the fringes of this team. That would be the ideal situation. But like I said before, Leyton Orient are certainly no mugs, and they will feel that they can cause a little bit of an upset. Whether you consider it to be an upset, I'm not too sure, especially if we play like I said, there some of the players that aren't playing kind of regular 90 minutes, but it's set up to be a good game. It is a nice distraction. It just means that whatever happens, you're not going to feel it too much. I know that the fan base has been feeling results over the past few weeks, but this one, hopefully we can just go enjoy it and enjoy the magic of the FA Cup. Jack, have you got a score prediction in mind?
Well, it's a tough one, isn't it? It's another away game. It's another, I'd say it's a free hit. Whatever happens, let's just not dwell. Let's get on to it. We have got, no disrespect to Leyton Orient, there is bigger fish to fry, and that is staying up in the Championship. So I think 1-0 either way. If I had to say head, it'd be 1-0 Derby. If I had to say head, it'd be 1-0 Orient. If I had to say heart, it's 1-0 Derby. So yeah, it's a tough one.
Rob?
I think we'll straight through. It's pens, isn't it, on the day? I think, isn't it now?
Yep.
I'll go 1-1 pen victory Derby.
Winning on pens. I'm not sure I've got it in me to watch penalties, especially if it's 90 plus minute. Who would be taking a penalty? It'd be the likes of Nelson over one. I reckon Zetterstrom would probably come off the bench to take one, and then roly-poly in front of the away fans. That'd probably be what happens. I have to agree with Orient Outlook, to be honest. I think it's going to be 2-1. I think they've had a journey so far in the FA Cup, as he said, with the goalkeeper scoring that header, which I watched today, and it was some header, to be honest.
Header.
It was a great glancing header. And I just feel that their FA Cup journey isn't done just yet.
Oh, Jamie.
A day out. So
there we go.
Yeah, for me it's going to be 2-1 to Orient, but I'm happy to be proven wrong. I just want to see us go down there, have a bit of fight, a bit of pride. But as we've said, look, we need to focus on the league, and if we're going to get 52 points, chaps, we're going to have to be well rested. We're going to have to be at our best. So yeah, for me, I'll go with an Orient win, but I'll be glad to be proven wrong. Well, thanks so much for listening. If you have got this far, we hope you enjoyed the predictions. We hope you enjoyed the preview to the FA Cup game. We will be back to obviously review the Leyton Orient game, and hopefully by then we may have some more outs, we may have some more ins. All eyes on the transfer window over the course of the next week or so, although it probably will be deadline day as it normally is with Derby County. So we'll have to see what happens. But thanks so much for joining us. If you have enjoyed this episode, please go like us wherever you get your podcast from. Go give us 5-star. You'll find all the description our charity efforts and some of our kind of useful links as well. So go and check those out. And we will see you next time. So Rob, I think it's been a little while. So basically what we do is we say it's goodbye from me and goodbye from you and goodbye from you. So we'll go out on the traditional way. Jack, you did it on Sunday, so I'll let you go first. It's goodbye from me. I'll go first. You go second.
Go on. Go. Yeah, so no hat-trick ball on Sunday. Let's hope. Anyway, no more Super Sub appearances, so you might not see me for a while. So it's goodbye from me up the Rams, and let's hope next time we chat, we're actually not around the relegation spots.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, lads. Let's hope that the predictions are slightly under what we actually achieve, and catch up soon. Look forward to coming on again. And it's a goodbye from me.
You got it. Cheers, Rob. Cheers, Jack. See you soon.